Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with Morning Live. So now it's time for something a little bit different. When this story came across my path, I thought, you know what, I have to find out a little bit more because we've got South Africans making history, and they're making history in niche sports. So what actually happened? Well, the International Pigeons race took place on the 3rd of March in Belgium, and the race attracts fanciers from over 75 countries in the world. This year's winner, South African, who broke the record of being the very first black person to walk away with the World Championship title. This morning we chat to Samuel Mbiza, 2017 Pigeon Race Champion. Welcome to Morning Live, and welcome to our bird, as well, to your bird, to your racing pigeon.
Morning, Valen, and morning to your listeners, to those who are watching.
All right, so Samuel, just explain to us the bird that you've brought with you, because I know you've made headlines for buying a bird over 5 million rand. We'll chat about Golden Prince in just a short while, but tell us about this little one that you've brought with you.
No, this one is from it's called the Birdie bloodline. They're from Germany. The previous owner was Mr. Mark, who is my co-business partner. Yes, so this is the one here today.
So pigeon racing, tell me, how did you get involved in pigeon racing?
Good question. I started when I was young. I lived in the township. So we always kept birds, but you know, your show birds. So, but I went to the multiracial school. So I used to see these birds during lunch break from a man behind the fence. They used to fly in flocks and in energy. So when I would arrive at home, I would chase my show birds and they would be lazy. So one day I just went to this man called Mr. Simon, and I asked him, Mr. Simon, why your birds are so energetic? He said, no, these are racing pigeon. It's a sport. That's how it started. I started purchasing them with my lunch money, and I would even walk home from town to the townships in Cape Town.
I mean, pigeon racing, it generally favors those with a lot of money because they've got the most money, just like in horse racing, to buy the better breed of bird. So tell me how you built yourself up to become world champion.
It's as I'm saying that it started long ago. And I think I've also met the right partners, Mr. Kitchen Brand, who they are racing pigeons from 1907. So, you know, all of that has been a build up and trying to get the good bloodlines little by little. And also, I have to insist that you are correct. And that's why I'm introducing it to the black community and getting these best bloodlines for them so that it will not cost them to race and be the best in the world.
Okay, so just explain to us about Golden Prince, because you and Mark Kitchebrand together broke a world record for the most amount paid for a pigeon, and that was at the world-renowned racing pigeon auction. It was in Belgium, and you guys bought Golden Prince for the equivalent of over 5 million rand.
Yeah, it's a build-up that took us more than 3 years.
Okay.
Yes, more than 3 years, because to get such a bird, it takes years. You know, they hunt and search for such a bird over about 10 years or 6 years or 3 years. So we knew that such a bird will be coming up, and we have planned for more than 3 years to get this kind of a bird.
But Golden Prince is not going to be racing?
Yes, his career is over. He can't race anymore.
Okay.
He's going to be breeding. And as we are speaking now, he's in Belgium, in Pipa, who are also good breeders. So they'll be breeding, and the children will be coming to us, and the grandchildren. Those will be the ones that will be raised and also sold on auctions as well.
Can you just explain to us how pigeon racing actually works? Because whenever anybody thinks of a race, you think about people on a track, and the first person to reach the finish line is the winner. It's not quite like that with pigeon racing.
No, it is. It is. It's a big sport and very interesting, Valen. The pigeons also race. They win. So they come to your house, and there are certain electronic clock rings that are there in a clock system. So that's how it works. When the bird comes, they clock into the loft with the clock rings and electronic clock. And those kind of results are then taken to the club, and then they are matched. Which bird came first?
And they work it on which bird flew the fastest on average. Is that right?
Correct. Which bird flew, yes. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and I understand that you guys actually get to see the bloodline and the heritage of the pigeon by looking at their eyes, which can tell you quite a bit about what kind of racer they'll actually be. Just explain that to us.
Yeah, I think the issue of the eye, I think other fencers will agree with me. There are some who believe in that. There are some who actually probably don't really believe in that. The most important to others will be the eye, but to others not really the eye. It's the genetics. It's the pedigree. It's who the grandfather, the grandmothers are of this bird. For me, that's the most important. But yes, others, they believe in the eye theory. That's what I call it.
Okay, can you take him out for us and can you show us what a racing pigeon actually looks like?
Okay.
That bird that can get home the fastest.
Yes, yes. We just hope he won't fly away.
Oh, goodness.
No,
I hope not.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so what are we looking at when we're looking at a racing pigeon? You say it's all about the heritage, but surely there's something in the feathers, there's something in actually, you know, that makes him a quality bird, a little bit like an athlete. You know, you can see an athlete.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're correct. You can see the shape is a little bit molting now. It's the molting season. That's why the feathers are falling.
Sure.
But if you look at him, you know, he's muscular. He has muscles here. You know, the shape, you can just touch. Yeah, there are muscles
Very
there.
muscular?
Yeah, very muscular. You know, you can look at it like a car. Look at the, what is it? The shape that they are. You know, they can fly. We look at the wings of the bird, you know. The wings needs to be like feather, like silky. You know, those are some of the qualities. And as I said, some will also look then at the eye, but others will not look at the eye. But it's a stature. And depending how they are, they will tell you if they are good for short distance or middle distance or long distance. So those are the kind of things that then you look at. And if you look at it very well, look at the eyes and look at the nose. Quite different from your, what do you call your park birds, the ones that you see outside.
Okay, so we can't just go and take a park bird and sell him off as a racing pigeon.
Absolutely not.
That's Samuel Mbizo. He is a world champion pigeon racer from South Africa. All right, and he's growing the sport amongst the South African black community. Thank you so much for coming into studio and bringing him in with you. It's certainly been an education for me. I hope it has been a little bit of an education for you too. Stay with Morning Live. We've got your news coming up after this.